So I had the fan on, and so the video that I just made, part one, when I talked about having just finished watching Get Out, the movie, for the second time in my life, has this like layer of this like sound in the background that kind of like ruins the video for anyone who's not me, because like they'd be like, you know, what is that sound? They can't quite listen comfortably. So I don't know what to do. But I also feel like as I was talking in that video, I didn't really get to my point. And my point was that I watched the movie, and now it's a little different. See, that video that I made with the bad sound quality because of the fan was right after I saw it. So those were my actual first impressions and the feeling of like being creeped out and being like the world acting kind of weird around me with like some people standing on a balcony just like staring at me. And while I was watching the movie, I have to be honest, like when the scene was him at the house of the Armitages, and I used to live in Chicago, and there's like a Brown Line station called Armitage, and I used to like pass by it often. You know, I had occasion to like pass by the actual like part of the city where the Armitage station is, and I just remember like thinking about like, yeah, that's like one of those like white parts of Chicago that totally is like the girlfriend in Get Out. Like, I was like, yeah, I remember those white people of America. Like, that's exactly what they're like. I've known them. I've been to American houses of people who have that vibe in their house. Like, like I've been in houses that have that like warm tone, dark wood, eclectic, like good white American person home, and it's like a nice large house, not like a huge one in the middle of nowhere with like no other house nearby, but like in the actual city of Chicago, or like in a city, or like in a actually wait, hold on, I've actually been to a house that was in the middle of nowhere with no one nearby, because me and my father went to the States because some some Swedish missionaries. Do you see? This is what I was trying to capture with my reaction to the Get Out movie, because I was like trying to really just talk about like Swedish missionaries were why we ended up going to the States, and I got to know these like Democrat, like liberal, like good white people of America, and these houses that I'm describing. And I watched when I first watched Get Out, it was like maybe like 4 years ago, maybe like 5 years ago. I was still in the States, and I was going through my mental breakdown, my spiritual breakdown, my existential breakdown, because at that time, like it was already like a year into people, the good white Democrat liberal Americans of Chicago, putting Black Lives Matter signs into their lawns, and I would walk everywhere, and all of a sudden, like it felt to me like life was one way, and then I woke up, and all of a sudden there were these words: Black Lives Matter, 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 Black Lives Black, you're black, you're black, you matter, you matter, you're black, and I was like, and then it was like, I don't matter, don't lie to me. I don't matter, don't lie to me. And it was like this thing that happened where I like it was supposed to be a good thing, but for my psyche, my trauma of my experience of what white supremacy as an entity almost that acts through white people over centuries, the effect that it had on me when I was born in this world, and I was told that I was hated and that I would be laughing stock, and that it would be something that all of these white people from Scandinavia, where I'm from, that's not exactly where I'm from, but it's as if I'm from Scandinavia. They all knew to feel that way about me, all these Scandinavian white people. And I was like, who told them to hate me? Who taught them? We didn't have a class in school that said like hate the little N-word child. Like, where did they get that from? They all knew to feel that way. They all knew that they should laugh at me, and they did. They pushed me around the hallways. I'm a girl. I was a sweet, feminine girl. 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? And they would just push me around, and it's like, why? Because I was the only not perfectly Scandinavian child in their midst, and it was all the time because I was the only one. At least black people in America have each other. I had nobody. I was the only one, bitch. And so I'm watching Get Out, and my basic question is like, ever since